neurological types of conditions, issues, things like that last year. You can watch all 4 hours of those videos if you want to. And I highly recommend you do. But let's talk about what patches will help for the brain. Well, we know X39 will. We've seen those clinical studies of brain mapping and EEG. We always start with X39 with anything and everything. Even though this has only been on the market 5 years out of the 20 years that LifeWave's been around, this is the flagship patch. This is the most powerful patch we have because of what I have stated that it does, elevating that peptide, activating your stem cells. They have the ability to heal, repair, regenerate anything and everything inside of your body. We always start there. So if we're looking at the brain, neurological types of issues, that's our first patch. We also use Aeon. Aeon is what we call our happy patch. Aeon helps to balance your nervous system. Most people are living in nervous system dysregulation, meaning they're stuck in the fight or flight mode from fear, worry, stress, anxiety, all of those detrimental emotions for whatever reasons. So when we say, oh, so-and-so has a child with, you know, those letters, right? You're going to think of the brain and you're going to say, oh, we're going to use X39 and we're going to use Aeon because Aeon helps the brain to calm down. It helps the nervous system to get into balance. That's a system in your body, right? We also know that Aeon helps reduce inflammation. That happens in the brain. It happens throughout the whole entire body. So it's a fantastic patch for the brain. The neurological system. If we look at the other two patches that would be beneficial for the brain, we're going to look at Carnosine. Carnosine is a huge antioxidant. Did you know it? It's in your body already. You make it, but it declines as we age. So the Carnosine patch is going to elevate your own carnosine. Carnosine is amazing for the brain, balancing left brain, right brain, hemisphere, improving cognition, communication, all of your executive functions. It's a fantastic patch. Now, those are your first 3 patches when you think brain or neurological, anything in the brain. If I said, oh, what about my eyes? Where are those eyes located? Yes, they sit right here in the front. The optic nerve and everything is in the back. Believe it or not, don't get me started on the studies they have and the people that can actually see that are legally blind because they're trained to see with the back of the brain. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. So when you think of anything brain, you're going to think of X39, Aeon, Carnosine. The other patch is X49, the most recent patch that David's invented. X49 has incredible neurological benefits. So anything brain, anything neurological, you're going to, one of those 4 patches, obviously X39 is your first choice. If you want to add additional patches after that, you can. Can you use all of them? Yeah. You absolutely can. They all work differently. They all elevate, activate different peptides in the body. So they work independently in and of themselves. And they work synergistically amazing. I remember I had a lady, Kim, in Tampa earlier this year. And her mom was having, you know, that cognitive decline and not able to remember things and interact and no energy, didn't want to do anything, you know, sat in her chair all day long, wouldn't watch TV. She started using X39. I said, Kim, I'm going to give you an Aeon and a Carnosine. I was doing a drawing at the event. I said, I'm just going to use these 2 and give them to you. I want you to take these to your mom. I know what Aeon and Carnosine will do to help her brain. She came back a month later, she had tears in her eyes, big crocodile tears. We have alligators down here in Florida, but she had crocodile tears. We have some crocodiles too, unfortunately. But anyway, huge tears in her eyes because of the changes just adding those 2 patches did to her mom. She said now she wants to watch TV. Now she's interacting. She's looking at us. She's following things. She wants to go outside. So much has changed in 30 days. We love our supportive patches. They support very specific systems and organs in the body. And many of them, as you're going to hear me say here in just a minute, support different organs and systems in the body. So they can be used for different things. Okay, so I'll share that with you. But again, brain, I want you to think X39, X49, Aeon, Carnosine. I'll make this real simple for you. Heart, your